Here's one for the book of obvious statements. If you have more people bashing at the enemy at a local area than he has bashing at you, your probability of winning is good. Yeah? Local numerical superiority. One way of doing that is using a wheeling of a formation, i.e. rotate a formation around its own center. Now, for those of you who've played Sid Meier's Gettysburg, which is about 15 years old, that was a large part of keeping your formation from being outflanked and outflanking the enemy's formations, and so on. So I'm going to show you how to do that in Rome 2, and actually, obviously, the controls have moved on for about 15 years, and it's a lot easier. So what I've done is skirmishers in front, double line of legionnaires, cavalry on the right, massed all of my cavalry on the right. I don't have very much of it, but it's not really going to make much of a difference. But it's what I tend to do, mass my cavalry, and probably on the right. So if you ever meet me on an online battle, just stick your spearmen on your left and you'll be fine, because my cavalry will be running straight into it. Anyways, so the line is moving forward. What I'm going to try and do is wheel my entire infantry formation to the left to make sure that my right flank is in contact with the enemy while my left flank is not. Now, he's put a lot of cavalry on his right flank, my left flank, so that means I need to be a little bit careful. Now, legionnaires are well capable of withstanding cavalry attacks, so I'm not too concerned about it, in that I have a double line. I've created reserves anyway. There's the first wheel being executed, and you see now my right flank is a lot closer to the enemy than my left flank is, and that's the whole point. What's going to happen next is I engage his archers, I try and delay them a little bit, and maybe, just maybe, he's going to leave some of them in place, and surely he does. He seems to be going for the hill on my left flank, which is not a bad idea. If he gets his whole formation up there, I'm in a bad position to attack him, and he's in a good position to attack me downhill and all of that. But anyway, there comes the second wheel, and you can see how close that wheel will get me to his formation. And I send in my cavalry, because those archers are about to get a whooping. Gotta open a can of whoop-ass in those boys. My southern accent is not very good. There you go, archers down. And there's the wheel happening. You see my left flank is far away from the enemy. My right flank is really threatening him now. Now, he's been silly, right? He's put all of his cavalry on his right flank. Who would do such a stupid thing? But he sent it over to that hill where he wants to go, and his infantry is too slow to follow up. But you know, it proves the point, right? You see the point of what I'm doing here. And I will keep wheeling while moving forward. I want to maintain battle contact with him to keep the pressure on. I don't want to, you know, move out of distance where I can fight him. And as soon as possible, I could probably charge now, but I'll make a point of it, of, you know, keeping the whole formation thing going. But I want to make sure that I can always hurt him and then, you know, charge as soon as I can. Think of it, if you were an archer right here and you just see those three groups of cavalry, just a mass of horses and men coming over the hill, you're gonna be shitting your pants. That's for sure. Look at that. Look at these people flying. And they lost about 30 in the first impact. It's brilliant. And now, what I'm going to do is called relieve in place. So the cavalry is now my front line. I don't want my cavalry to be my front line. I move my infantry up to take the position the cavalry was in, and I'm going to move the cavalry out. That's a maneuver you use modern day as well. I used to train it while I was in the armoured anti-tank missile groups. So we would relieve the tanks in place and take up a defensive position. You pull the tanks out, swing them around the flank, and attack again. So that's what I just did. I pulled my cavalry out, put the infantry up there. Very, very sturdy infantry. I haven't lost a single guy yet, I think. And now I'm ready to perform the charge. He's strung out, and I'm still in a very solid formation. Look at what happens to slingers when they get impacted by that ram that is a cohort, a legionary cohort. And there we go, scutums and gladiuses for the win. Oh, you're throwing spears, are you? Well, it's a shame I've got 4 cohorts. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, learnt a little bit. Let me know in the comments anyway. And yeah, that's the tactical overview. You can see he's an absolute mess. Obviously, I'll win the battle, but we all knew I would win the battle. This was mainly to prove the point around the wheeling of a formation. So there you are. Let me know if there are scenarios or tactics you'd like me to explore or explain, and I'll try and oblige. And until next time, stay frosty.
Yes, Commander! Quickly now!